Here we have it, the Hyundai Ioniq Electric in front of the Skåne castle, just 20 minutes drive north from Stockholm. Our first impression is a very aerodynamic look, and looks does not deceive in this case. The Ioniq Electric has a drag coefficient of 0.24, which is equal to the electric sports sedan Tesla Model S. This is, for comparison, 33% lower than the Nissan Leaf. It comes with a 28 kWh battery and a range of 280 kilometers on one charge. In this video on Evolution channel, we'll cover everything from engine and seating to driving experience. We plan to make many more videos like this on different modes of electric transportation and smart energy solutions for the future. So let's get to it.
So this is the engine compartment, and the outline resembles pretty much the same as with a car with a combustion engine, but instead we have the electric on 88 kilowatts, approximately 120 horsepower. It's really agile. It gives the car good acceleration performance. And we have torque figures.
Yeah, the torque figure is 291 Newton meters, which is quite impressive. I think you will see in the next part of the video, you can see that the acceleration it's quite impressive.
And the reason being, we have this outline, we have the engine in the front compared to many of the other EVs. It's because this car comes in three separately versions.
Yeah, one hybrid version and one plug-in version, plug-in hybrid, and this is the pure electric one.
Yeah.
And in terms of acceleration, you will see it later, but it's 0 to 60 in 9.9 seconds, which is for this kind of size, it's quite impressive actually.
And the battery is it's due to weight ratio, it's in the back, I believe.
Yeah, under the rear seats.
And the battery capacity is 28
kilowatt hours. Yeah. Let's take a look at the rear seats. Robert, being 5'10" or 180 centimeters tall, could quite easily fit in the back, even with the settings for the front driver adjusted for a person of his size. The seat felt comfortable and you could easily fit 3 persons in the back. But the neck and headroom felt a bit tight for a person of his size. We would have preferred a somewhat higher ceiling, but overall the rear seats gave a quite okay impression in terms of space and comfort.
Console, you have a button so where you can switch 3 separate driving mode: Sport, Eco, and Regular. And on the steering wheel you have paddles, and this is not shift paddles, so it's not for Schumacher or Kimi Räikkönen. On this paddle you can switch separate regeneration modes. So when driving, you can, now I'm on regeneration mode 2, and now it's level 3. So when I'm accelerating, and so it's automatically it's brakes. So regeneration mode, it's
the higher
it goes instantly on the brake. So
yeah. And the deceleration increases with the higher degen mode.
So now, and you can switch it off. So if you don't want any regeneration at all, so, or if you just want smoother regeneration, you can. And in level number 3, it's instantly. It's more like a softer brake. When I press the eco mode, it automatically switch on to regeneration level 2. And it's a lot more calmer acceleration. I'm switching on to sport mode.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah, much more the torque, the
responsive.
Yeah, it's more. Yes, it's much more responsive on the throttle.
And as with any electric car, it's very silent. We're going on the countryside now, and in the winter time, of course, it will be different, but day like this, and when you're going 50-70 kilometers an hour, you can really hear how silent the electric car is. Now the electric engine, you can barely hear it. You hear it when you accelerate, but when you reach a certain, when you stabilize, when you reach your speed, and you use a cruiser to maintain that speed, you don't. It's really silent. I think it's actually more silent than the Tesla in the acceleration.
Yeah, I must admit it. First generation Tesla, it's more. The compartment is more sound isolated.
Yeah,
it is in higher speeds.
Yeah.
So we press reverse to go on reverse.
You have a camera.
It's easy to aim. So, if you want to find the nearest charging station, you just press the EV diagnostic menu pops up, and you press nearby station, and several suggestions pops up. So we can choose this one, for instance.
And for more information on what type of charging, if you want to have a fast charger or a regular Shuko, which is like a regular outlet you have at home, and in this case you have a mode 2 type 2, a type 2 fast charger. The battery can be charged up for in only 30 minutes. If you compare this with the Tesla, the Ioniq Navigator for nearest charging spots is actually better, because these charging stations are not memorized from previous drivers. These are actually the closest, the most nearby charging spots. And in the Tesla, it only memorizes where you've been, and of course the supercharging stations that are there. But here we can find many options, which is something that is really helpful when you want to find a nearby charging station. Most electric car has this as a standard. And then you have the CCS option, which also works with this car, but doesn't work with the Tesla. Both comes with a 50 kilowatt charging speed. So with this kind of speed, we should be able to charge this car in about half an hour, and then we'll have 80%, which is more than sufficient to head on for like 150 kilometers or something.
Since this car works with both the CCS and the AC, which one do you prefer?
Actually, I don't. I mean, it's the first time I tried the CCS one. I think we'll see. I think we should try the CCS one because I've never tried that one. The trunk is quite spacious and can easily fit a couple of persons' luggage on a daily or even a longer trip. The Ioniq Electric comes with a standard Mode 2 charging cable that can be plugged into a regular 230 volt 10 or up to 16 amp socket. A standard outlet at home will charge the Ioniq Electric overnight or in about 9 hours. There is also a hidden compartment for storing cables and first aid kit. Like most electric cars, there is no spare tire to save weight for longer range.
So, this is how the interior looks like. Have a center compartment, 12 volt. No, it's not a 12 volt. It's a USB outlet. It's over there, and this is also you can put your phone here and charge the battery with induction. Different driving settings, parking brake. There's also a parking brake, but that's a neutral, drive and reverse. Charging port. Steering wheel. It's really easy. You can access all the car's settings on this display.
I would highly recommend this car to a typical urban driver, and I mean it has all the basic needs you have for a car, all the expectations you can have on a car in terms of space, range, comfortability, and yeah, all the technical features you have nowadays with.
And you can also drive longer range if you have access to a more faster charging station.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
with more power.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you will easily, if you drive longer distances. So there's no real reasons to have range anxiety if you have access to.
And if you plan ahead and just with time, you see that there are more and more charging stations being built all across Europe. So I don't see any problem, even for long trips. Yeah, it's a good example of electric car that is in the beginning now of this transition we're seeing,
and the pricing of this car isn't that fearful, or I think that you get pretty much value for your money. Especially if you, and I think to this price you can also start calculating the benefit towards going electric versus a combustion engine. For what, when you actually own this car for, let's say you own it for 5 or 6 years, you can easily you can easily save up money to the expecting value as well, value decline toward if you change for a combustion car.
If you include the costs of the driving costs you have for fuel, and you have the cost in Sweden for quite high taxes for owning a car, you know, the road fees and so on, which are excluded actually if you have an I mean the environmental or the car tax we pay in Sweden, you don't have to pay that if you have an electric car. So there are benefits, definitely. And the longer you drive, the longer you own an electric car, the better it's for the environment, and the better it's for your wallet.
Yes, it pretty sums it up. With a more expensive electric car, it's harder, and I don't know, you can. It's all other benefits why you want to go electric. You might want to have the performance, or you want to make a smaller climate change. So that's one of the figures we will definitely address in some of the later episodes.
Definitely. Now, well, we encourage you to take a test drive and see for yourself, but our first impressions are definitely positive, and all in all, I think this car should suit a lot of drivers.
No hands.
Small step towards automation, full automation.
Oh no. It's pretty much same as the Volvo. Around 10 seconds and it starts to scream. So if you want to watch a Harry Potter movie while driving, this is probably not. No. Watch a Harry Potter movie sitting in the backseat. Oh
no,
this is not probably the car to go.